Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 8.
Listen, guys, I was sick. Sorry. I was sick. I was laying down. I was useless. But I'm better.
Yes.
You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Walk us through it.
All right. So we are still at the resort, and the couples are getting ready to go back home. Mm-hmm. Orion is wearing his wedding ring, but Lauren is not.
Yeah.
The couples ask Lauren and Orion what are their plans, what are they going to do when they get back? Are they going to be moving in together like everyone else? Lauren says they have to figure some things out because they've had some irreconcilable differences. Orion pipes up and says that's not it. We're just dealing with difficult conversations. Things can get a little murky. We just need to see eye to eye before sharing and letting everything out.
Listen here, Orion, be quiet. Now, question, Blair, do you think she should have had her ring on at least?
No. He wants to create an image that everything is okay when it's not. He literally just said that he wanted a divorce. He couldn't get past it. And he's over here talking about it's not irreconcilable differences. Then what is irreconcilable differences?
Okay. Save some for him later. Let's keep going.
Okay. Well, all the couples, we see them going to their apartments.
Facts.
Emily is talking about things that they need as far as decorative, coffee makers, all these different things. It is both of their first time living with a partner, and Brennan is telling her that he wants to go home. He says tonight he wants to go to his house and clean up. He says he has a busy work week. Then they should reconvene to discuss about moving in together. Brennan started to notice he was getting drained, and he says he needs to take some time to digest how he feels.
How did you feel about that, Blair?
It was completely out of left field. I did not see it coming. I thought they were getting along just fine.
Yeah.
So for him to say like, oh, I have to go home. First, the part about cleaning the house, I understand they got to do these like home visits. So I was thinking, okay, maybe he just wants to straighten up before the cameras get there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
No, but ultimately I was just kind of shocked. And I think Emily was too. What'd you think?
I don't know how fair this is going to be because I saw the after party as well. To our understanding, they was having problems at the honeymoon too, and things like that. And there was things that they was battling with, but Emily just chose just to keep the peace. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to us, it may have felt like left field, but kind of to your point of how Orion's trying to make it seem like everything was cool. Brennan kind of have that same characteristics too. Not moving in the house on the first day is kind of wild. Saying that you are drained is kind of wild. It just comes off as if you don't like her. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
All right.
Because I have some takes that I need to get off, but I need to get to that scene. Okay.
Well, Claire, she likes the space.
It was a nice apartment.
And she is just really scared about the unknown. Cameron says he's less nervous. He's lived with a partner before. He's worried that he might annoy her, though.
Okay.
Yeah. She said things will come up, and she needs to be transparent, and she will be. He's inclined to see how bad it gets before actually speaking up or making any changes. And she tells him that's not preventative, that's not helpful, that's not proactive. Like, let's not just see how bad we can get.
Yeah, let's not wait till it gets all the way to, the highest height of bad. Is this the scene where they was talking about what side of the bed they gonna sleep on, or like?
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, I think this couple is gonna be one of the only couples that's gonna make it. Unfortunately, and when I say unfortunately, they are going through the natural progressions of actually marrying a stranger. It's not too high, it's not too low. It's a lot of unknowns, as Claire said. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's keep going. Okay. Let's keep going. We got a lot to cover, Blair. Yeah. And we ain't trying to use up all the people's time. Come on.
Okay. Well, on the plane ride back, Orion said that he'd like to do a full reset.
What?
He said this to Lauren. Lauren is trying to be hopeful. Orion will forgive her, but at this point, she really doesn't know. She asked him, point blank period, do you think you can do a full reset? And he said, after talking with the experts, it seems like that's what needs to happen. He wants a couple of days for them to think and process and then come back together. Lauren has genuine feelings for him and wants to move past the Cancun trip. Yeah. Orion says he feels hopeful, but they do need some space from each other.
So the way it sounds like he's not staying in the apartment either.
No, he needs time.
What's up with these men not staying in the apartment? Mary first said, "What are y'all doing?" I'm talking to y'all. I'm not talking to the viewers. I'm talking to the production. Y'all need to make it mandatory in the contract that they stay in these apartments. Mind you, it's mandatory that you married a stranger, but it's not mandatory you gotta live with them.
Right.
That's strange.
Like, aren't we here to do the process in totality?
Yeah.
But people are picking and choosing what they want to, what they don't want to do. If you're not going to go with the whole thing, then why even sign up and do it?
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. You're hurting the show.
You are.
You're hurting the show. You're not really... Because what's the point of us watching as viewers, right? Where we don't get to see the full experience of them moving in, living together, and things like that.
To see if the experiment works.
Yeah.
Which it hasn't.
I mean, come on now.
If we're talking percentage-wise. But every season's a new season, and we want to see if it works.
Yeah. And so, like, I think next season, y'all need to make it a mandatory thing to where they have to move into the apartment. Unless
someone's life is in danger. And in that case, they need a divorce and leave the show.
And I'm about to say, if somebody's life in danger, then expert, y'all did a terrible job. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, Blair.
Yeah. Next, we see Becca and Austin talking. Austin, they're talking about, what are your chores? What are your roles? You know, living with someone else. Austin says, and him and his roommate, they clean up their own messes, but they still help out with common things like he'll take the trash out, different things like that. They think it'll be challenging, but overall, they are hopeful it will be good.
Now, where are they? Are they in the apartment or are they at Austin's house?
In the apartment.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Emily goes to Brennan's house.
Yeah.
Emily is complimenting different parts of his house, and he is just dry.
Awkward.
She asks him how does he envision the living situation with them living together, and he just says that he likes having time to think about the living situation, and they'll reevaluate in the next few days.
What did you think about that, Blake?
It was so rude. Like, Emily is coming to your house. She's trying to get to know you better. I mean, this is the whole point of the house visits. We're trying to get to learn and know you as a person, how you live. And you are literally just like, this the kitchen, this the bedroom, this the bathroom. And, you're not, opening up and letting her come into getting to know you in your space. Yeah. And she's trying. She really does try to be positive. And he's just so off-putting. So I'm just like, did she do something? Did something happen? It's just like I said, very odd. What about you?
This is where Emily's inexperience in relationships kind of hurt her. Because I think because she knows this is my first real relationship, that she's taking the back seat to where she's like, I really don't know what's going on. I really don't know what I did. Okay, he's not staying at the apartment, but I don't want to mess it up, so I'm just going to go with whatever he says.
Yeah. She's not standing up for herself.
No, because she's like, I've never been in a real relationship. And that is what's hurting her. Now, Brennan, listen here, man. Brennan's a white man, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. And I would say he's a handsome white man. I would say he ain't ugly. You know what I mean? He's a normal looking white man. Right? He's on the show to get a wife. Why couldn't he get somebody on his own? Because he's weird. More and more, these guys that y'all see on this show is weird. And what's going to happen is it's starting to show. Brennan, your weirdness is coming out, and it's coming out like vomit.
Oh, God.
It is coming out. It's coming out of your pores. It's sweating out. It's terrible. You're a widow. This girl didn't do nothing to you. To where you're talking about I feel drained. And we need to have a conversation about moving in together. I should have my morning meetings here, but then I'm going to go home. Bruh, you're weird.
Yeah.
You're weird. Keep going, Blair.
Yeah. Next, Claire visits Cameron's home, and it looks like he's in a basement type situation. Yeah. So she goes down there, and they're both into rice cakes, and she tries out the Vegemite, which is apparently something he grew up on. Yeah. And Claire thought it was disgusting. He said it tasted like beer. I can't imagine a spread that tastes like beer, but whatever. They're walking around, and he's got spider traps, and he shows them to her, and she is disgusted. She's like, I will never stay here.
Of course.
But Claire says, ultimately, she say, look, I'm just looking forward to being in a neutral space. And it's good that we can bring different things, into our space that we appreciate about our homes, but we could really make our neutral space ours together.
Cameron, you're weird. Why you got spider trap holding it to her face? You like spiders? Like, come on, man. The more and more the show continues, the more and more these men show up to be weird. Now, is the next scene Becca at Austin's apartment?
Next scene is Cameron and Claire at Claire's house.
Okay, keep going, because I have a theory, and I never heard nobody say this theory, but I'm gonna wait till we get to Austin's house, and then I'm gonna share with y'all my theory.
All right.
Continue.
Well, we get to Cameron and Claire's house. We find out that Claire was raised Catholic.
Yeah.
And she was raised Catholic. She kind of drifted away, but when her brother passed away, she went back into her Catholic faith. From there, she started to connect with the religion that she was raised in. Cameron says that he isn't religious, but she's open to hearing how he views the world without being judgmental. He gave us a kind of a story about how he was 10 when he got kicked out of his church because he spoke up against something, and he really doesn't think that religion will provide what his kids need to be prepared for the future. Only thing I really have to say about that is I can see it working if he doesn't fight Claire on her beliefs.
He might though.
If she thinks that religion is helpful, even if he doesn't think so, it's just like, okay, well, you teach the kids what you think is important, and she could teach them, as long as nobody's trying to stop the other person from educating and guiding. So
she also said something that was slight in that scene. She said, even though she don't agree, she said she respects it. And she said, this is basically a conversation for down the line. I wonder, as much as you just said your point, will she be willing to continue to respect his view? Because usually when you're Catholic, you want your kids to be raised Catholic. They go through the whole baptism and the whole thing of that nature. So I don't know. Cam just seemed like the type to challenge things just for the sake of challenging it. Kind of like a conspiracy guy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Just basically questioning things just to question things, But hopefully it'll work out. Continue.
All right, we are with Becca and Austin.
Listen to my theory, guys. Go ahead, Blair.
Going to Austin's house. So Austin has a really nice, spacious house. They talk a little bit. She learns that he does laundry once a month.
Ill.
And she does it once a week.
Ill. For him, ill.
Right. Even bi-weekly, I think, is better. But once a month, come on. Becca, they don't live far from each other. And Austin is thinking about, what are they going to do as far as living situations after decision day? He's thinking that they should just live in their separate places until their leases run out, and then they can figure out what they want to do. Becca says her lease is month by month, so it really don't matter for her.
I don't know why it's month by month, though.
But he says that, I live with a roommate. I doubt you kind of would want to live with like all three of us in one place. And then they end up agreeing that he'll move into her place when his lease is up, and then from there they can find a place together.
Listen to my theory, Blair.
Okay.
Let's take Brennan out of it, right? Orion, Cameron, Austin, right? None of them got a spot of their own. None of them, right? Orion lived with his mama. Cam live in a dungeon, it looked like.
I think he lives with them people who was his parents, neighbors, friends, or whatever that brought him to America. I think he lives in their basement.
But I
don't think it's like a basement apartment. I think he lives in their basement.
So basically in their house.
Yeah.
And Austin, he got roommates in a house.
Yeah.
Why are y'all signing up for marriage? Y'all life is not together. So my only theory is that y'all sign up for this show so y'all can expedite moving into a spot of your own.
Ooh, that didn't cross my mind.
It makes no sense. If I'm living where Orion lives, and that's with my mama, if I'm living where Austin live with roommates, if I'm living where Cam live, why is getting a wife the number one priority on my agenda? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
get your life together. As far as we know, Brennan got his own spot, but he's just a weirdo. You get what I'm saying? But I find it very weird that they like, you know what? One way I can get my own spot, I should get married, and then I can combine expenses, and then I have my own spot with a wife.
That's true.
And I'm like,
and none of them having to live alone and do it all on their own right now.
Exactly.
But the thing is, some adults do have roommates. But I will say for Cameron and Orion's situation,
Cameron's spot looked hideous.
Like y'all are living with like your parents. Like Cameron is living with these older adults. So to me, it's just like you're kind of living with like adult parent figures. It's different from Austin, who has a roommate kind of living on his own. Yeah. But at the same time, nobody's really having to like care and fend for themselves individually. Not saying you have to. I mean, people in New York have hella roommates or whatever. But I mean, y'all in Colorado, I don't know. What that means. Yeah.
This not even New York to where like y'all living on top of each other. And the reason why people have a lot of roommates in New York is because potentially y'all won't ever see each other. Usually when you have multiple roommates, you have somebody work the day shift, you have somebody work the night shift. Y'all never bump into each other. But with this situation, I'm looking at these men and I'm like, y'all are not, for one, emotionally mature. Y'all are not hygienic mature for Austin. I think I made up a word, but it's cool. Right? And I'm looking at Cam.
And Cameron.
And I'm looking at Cam and I'm like, bruh, you're in a basement with a corner with a bike there. Why is a wife on your agenda? Now, Austin, saying you do laundry once a month, you're lying.
Less than that.
Yes. Once a month is basically just so she don't think I'm a complete dirty guy. Because there's no reason for you to do laundry once a month. You should be, especially if you got a laundry washer and dryer in the house, every week. You don't even got to move. You get what I'm saying? There's something juvenile about these men. Even with Austin, he had the hats on the wall and stuff like that. That's cool.
That's very teenager.
You get what I'm saying? It's something juvenile about these guys that I'm like, y'all weird. You get what I'm saying? But y'all want to be the head of the households? It's kind of strange to me, but continue. That's my theory. I think some of these guys are getting married just so they can move out their mama's house. Yeah. Or move out their roommate's house, whatever.
And I think that's why Orion sent this text to Lauren. He said that he didn't want to continue the marriage, but he wanted to continue the process. So what that mean? You want to live in the apartment?
Come on now. Come on, transition, Blair.
Lauren says she doesn't know what that means since the marriage is the process. She feels overwhelmed.
You listen here. He's like, look, man, I've been living with my mama for a while, but since we got this apartment, I can continue the process. What do you think about Orion so far? Orion is...
Exactly. That's how I feel about Orion.
I don't even know. It's no words for it. Is he worse than Chris?
No.
He ain't worse than Chris and Paige?
No. Chris is worse because Chris brought that lady on the TV.
Oh, man.
Talk about she pregnant and had them do a sit down. Like, he was, like, overly disrespectful.
He also said that he didn't find her attractive, but Orion kind of said the same thing later on where he said he lost romantic
Not the same. Not the same. Because Chris sat up to Pastor Cal and said, all these beautiful white Latinos, such and such women, and you bring me this?
I don't think he said white, but I feel you.
Yeah.
Continue.
Well, Brennan is not expressing his emotions.
Okay.
So we have a meeting with Pastor Cal.
Yeah.
With Emily and Brennan. Cal asks if they feel that they're both invested in this marriage. Emily says she does feel invested. And she feels like there's a lot to figure out and they're in different spots. Pastor Cal says, you're doing a whole lot of inflection with your voice, a whole lot of uncertainty. Say it to me straight. Don't worry about hurting his feelings. We need to figure out what's going on so we can fix it.
Come on.
She said that she is attracted to him. Things were good in the beginning, but now she's feeling unsure.
Yeah.
He says that he had adrenaline in the beginning, and it just hit him that something is off between them.
Okay.
He didn't feel a romantic connection, and the connection got less and less during the honeymoon.
Come on.
He's looking to gravitate towards her and be physical, but he's just not there.
Yeah.
He says that he pushed himself all honeymoon, but didn't feel anything. When there are good moments, he does feel like being affectionate. Pastor Cal says, you really need to just erase the goal of what you think you should be feeling. You guys are in an abnormal situation. You need to start from where you are and build out what your normal is.
Yeah.
Your intimacy and emotional closeness is going to come differently than in typical relationships.
Yeah.
Cal asked if there's anything that you're not attracted to about her.
Yeah.
Brennan says, we're not going to do that.
Dude, you find her attractive, Brennan. Come on now.
He said, we ain't going to do that. He opens up when he's comfortable. And this is all very new. Kyle asks what he likes about her. He says he likes how she's fun. She's energetic. Brennan wants to move in together and see if that changes anything and take it a day at a time. Pastor Cal says moving in together and being in the same space is going to help. Emily doesn't know what to change, but she is saying that just hearing him talking it out is a huge step.
It's not a huge step, Emily. His silence speaks volumes. They asked him, do you find her attractive? That's what Pastor Cal said. And he couldn't give a yes or no. She basically was like, you know, like give me an answer. And he was like, I'm not going to do that because I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. What do you talk about? Do what to you? Like,
I guess call him ugly and TV.
Well, that's basically what you did.
Pretty much by not saying nothing.
Exactly.
You said enough.
And it's so funny. He did something that made me laugh. It was something small. And he basically was like, you know, I am affectionate. I do feel times. It is times when I feel affectionate. When I touch her leg, you see, I'm touching her leg. He made it seem like somebody dared him. Like, I dare you to touch her leg. Like, I did it. Like, like I like her. What do you think is going on in Brennan's head?
It's like multiple things.
Like what?
One, I think it's possible that they might have consummated the marriage.
Oh, dude, you think they actually had sex?
And they're not talking about it, and maybe he just lost interest. Some guys do lose interest afterwards. It could have been something she did over the trip. I know she's a party girl. At the Bachelorette, she was twerking on a wall. I don't know if maybe he saw something she did that was unattractive. Or just like how we saw when she asked that he liked to have fun and then he pretty much snapped on her. Maybe it's nothing she did, but he just got a temper and an attitude. So it's just like, I don't know where to go with this guy.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't think he like her. I don't think you like her. And here's the thing about Married at First Sight. I don't know who these people you think they going to match y'all up with. They're not going to match y'all up with these supermodels. They're not going to match you up with these Instagram thoughts and stuff like that. They going to match you up with some normal looking people. You get
good looking, on the good looking side. They don't
I won't even go that far.
Okay.
I won't even go that far. It's normal looking.
Okay.
If you could have got them yourself, you would have got them yourself. But because you wanted to, quote unquote, trust us, the experts, you have to trust that, hey, we go find you someone who matches basically things that's on your list. And I think Brennan feels like he's a type of guy to where Emily is beneath him. It's just that simple. He just like, I could have got Emily on my own. Y'all supposed to give me somebody of basically someone who's more beautiful than Emily. I think it's that simple. With guys are not that complicated. Guys can literally retract just off the strength of like, I don't think she's beautiful. I don't think she's smart. You know? And I think with her, I think he feels cheated and he feels like cheapened to where he's like, hey, I could have got Emily on my own, but really I wanted somebody better. And Brennan, that's weird. That's very weird. Continue.
Yeah. Next we see Cameron and Claire talking to Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Cameron would like some guidance on building a comfortable space for physical intimacy.
Yeah.
Cameron has been talking about this since episode 1. He ready to get them draws. Okay. Yeah. Claire says if the emotional side isn't there, she can't give physical intimacy.
Of course.
Dr. Pepper says there's little things you could do, like holding his hand, stroking his back. You know, you can show more affection. Dr. Pepper asked about the religion situation. Cameron said he was raised Christian. That's when we learned about him get kicked out the church. He now believes the world is gray. Religion won't prepare his kids.
Okay, that's really pessimistic, but I hear you.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper says if they are, you know, sharing their values as far as like having an ethical life, that could be expressed in different ways, no matter your religious stance. And I did want to point to the fact where Claire touched Cameron at one point she was like, "Is this weird to you? Does this feel weird to you?"
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "No." And she was like, "Okay, like I could do it. So I'm just like, Claire also talks about how in previous relationships there wasn't much like physical affection and stuff like that. So I just think that Claire is uncomfortable with just the physicality, period, and she's making it weird.
Then why?
If she would just lead into it and be more comfortable with it, I think it could work. But it's like feels weird about touching this man. I don't know.
Then why sign up for the show? I'm tired of y'all bringing y'all trauma and y'all weirdness on the show. Like, if you have a problem with that, and Claire's supposed to be in the therapist game or like whatever, things like that.
Yeah.
Why would you sign up for marriage to where like that is the ultimate physical affection for most people? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I really don't understand like her being hesitant to that, especially with someone who wants to basically have sex with you. Having sex is a normal thing in a marriage. But you have a problem or you have some type of stumbling block when it comes to physical touch and physical affection, then why did you sign up for the show? It really makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Continue.
Well, Emily and Brennan, they're having more discussion after Pastor Cal leaves.
Yeah.
And Emily thinks Brennan is self-sabotaging.
Oh, yes, he is.
And she wants to know, like, I just need to know, do you find me physically attractive? And he says he doesn't want to answer because he doesn't think it's nice.
You can't make me answer.
He said he hears her, but he's trying to protect her, and he cannot give her that answer.
My gosh, truth be told, a no would have been better.
Exactly. And Emily says, well, by not answering, I am getting my question answered. Emily is going to keep trying and see what he does after today. But we see she gets very tearful.
Of course.
And it seems that she, it might be starting to take an effect on how she feels about herself. And, just the process overall. Like, she's looking a little less hopeful.
I ain't going to hold you. I will say this about Emily, though. I'm not judging, but I am going to judge. There's no reason why your hair should have been dreaded like that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I agree.
Something that you're not combing it. Like you get in the water and you just, is that a hygiene thing? Is that like a upkeep thing? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The thing about it is you get thrusted into these positions, and if I don't know you, it's very hard for me to see past like what I initially see.
Yeah.
I'm living with you. I'm on the honeymoon. What if you don't upkeep yourself right? You just find out Austin don't wash his clothes at all. He go months without washing his clothes. He only didn't want to sound dirty on national TV, but he don't wash his clothes once a month. It makes no sense. He basically said once a month, and then he basically was like, well, when they all run out.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I think something about Emily and Brennan may have seen something with Emily, because the dreaded hair made no sense to me. I'm like, just comb your hair.
Yeah, when you get out the
pool,
wash your hair,
wash your hair. So, and the way that it was natted, I'm like, did you?
Yeah, it's like she didn't touch her hair at all.
Did you get in the shower? I'm not trying to call her dirty, but I'm like, come on now. Excuse me, come on now. So, I don't know. But Brennan, not saying anything, you leave people to guess and come up with their own things, and it's going to be worse than what you actually feel. You heard what Emily said. I basically got my answer. You get what I'm saying? And guess what? You called her ugly on national television. That's harsh. That's very harsh. Continue.
Pastor Cal meets up with Becca and Austin.
Yeah.
They said they haven't consummated their marriage yet.
They haven't.
But the desire is there.
Okay.
Austin wants a family.
Yeah.
And they do have different religious opinions. The core of his faith is love, and Becca's core is love. She's agnostic. But she is Jewish.
Yeah.
By ethnicity, I think it is.
Okay.
Pastor Cal says that if you live out the positive spirituality and it's good and peaceful, it's okay.
Okay.
And Becca starts crying because she's like, I never met a Christian that didn't want to change my mind, just wouldn't let me be me. And he was like, never let anyone says that you're doomed. Austin says the values are similar, but the labels are different. They both love each other as people. They're not necessarily in love yet, but Cal says that you are planting the seeds that you need to grow love.
Look, Pastor Cal, you are the first pastor that I've heard talk about that in an inclusion way.
Me too. Usually they say like unequally yoked, when it comes to a Christian and a non-Christian. So that was different.
Yeah. So it's very, do I agree? I think it's going to come up. But like you said, no one should be sending no one to doom's land because of different of religions or like opinions. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Focus on each other and then come back to it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. See what the core values are and then come back to it. You get what I'm saying? Continue.
Yep. Next, Dr. Pia
meets up scene of the night, guys.
Yeah, meets up with Lauren and Orion. And Lauren said that, they were going to have a conversation to talk about what was going on. Orion said, their schedules wouldn't really allow them to meet up. Lauren says, I gave him my availability. And instead of picking a time to meet up with me, he texted me he wants a divorce.
Wow. So I'm available at 8 o'clock and then he just wrote back divorce. Orion is emotionally abusive. And I don't even understand where he gets off like this. I don't know if it's like he's coddled or he's spoiled. He's in his mama's house. You're not trying. How are you going to build her head up basically saying, I want a full reset. Y'all ain't supposed to meet up. She gives you her availability. Not only do you not meet up with her, but in response, you tell her you want a divorce. And now we sitting in front of the counselor. Continue, Blair.
Yeah. Orion is confused, and he is going back and forth with what he wants.
Okay.
Orion says that he wants to focus on the future as a whole, but not in context to their relationship.
What do that mean?
Why are we talking about the future? Why are you telling me you want to focus on the future when it don't include me? What that have to do with me? Why are you telling me?
I'm trying to go through the process. I'm not trying to go through the marriage. Continue.
Orion says it's fair to say he is coming in wanting to be divorced.
Okay.
There's chemistry between them, but he feels heartbroken after the honeymoon.
Okay.
He's wanting to be open, but can't get past or talk about things because of how Lauren reacts. He says she goes 0 to 100.
Okay.
And Lauren says it's unfair because you aren't correlating my reaction to your action. I'm not just out here angry, hollering, yelling for no reason.
I think he's painting her in a more... I think he's putting 20 on 10.
Absolutely.
I think she argues passionately. Even at the dinner when they was having the whole sections off the table thing, Lauren was irritating, but it wasn't like she was yelling and being like a monster or anything like that.
No.
But I'm like, yo, you're being weird. Continue.
Yeah, Dr. Pia tells them, look, you both react in ways that aren't productive when it comes to trying to protect yourselves. She's asking them to extend grace to each other. Lauren says that she truly forgives him. He's not so sure.
Continue.
Dr. Pia isn't understanding Orion's rigidity and unwillingness to show grace. Lauren asks, do you just not want to be with me? Like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Just let me know.
Let her know.
You could be honest. And he says, a repair is possible, but you're protecting yourself.
That's what the counselor said.
Yeah, Dr. Pia says. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. There will be many uncomfortable moments. And Dr. Pia asks, is this your decision day, or can you guys work together to work this out? Lauren apologizes, but says if he can't do it, she's not going to force him to stay with her. Orion says there's no romance with him anymore. He kind of goes back and forth a little bit, and then ultimately he says that he does want a divorce. Lauren says that she looks forward to being in a marriage where the other person wants it as bad as she does.
Something happened in that scene that I do not like what the counselor did, Dr. Pia.
What, trying to make them stay together?
Yeah. I don't like that. Because when he made his decision, she checked him. She said, you're trying to control the situation. He said, no, I'm not. She said, yes, you are. But then when he made his decision, she asked Lauren, how does she feel about that? And Lauren was like, oh, it don't matter. He already made his decision.
Right.
And she was like, no, it does matter. No, it don't, Dr. Pia.
It don't matter.
Because you don't cast your pearls amongst swines. I think that's the saying, right?
Exactly.
You don't do that. Because here's the thing about it, Dr. Pia. It's not about y'all. It's not about Dr. Pepper. It's not about you, Dr. Pia. And it's not about Pastor Cal. Y'all trying to get these success rates based on the couples that y'all put together and things like that. Even if y'all are the experts, maybe y'all not the experts. Maybe y'all just the pastor counselors, things like that. But this is not about y'all. Y'all should have encouraged him to get a divorce. Encourage her to get a divorce. I know no marriage is perfect and things like that. Everything you said is right. But based on what he was giving you, because like I said, I don't fall for the calm voice and things like that. Because you could be calm and still be saying nonsense. Orion was saying nonsense the whole time.
Absolutely.
The whole time. He made it seem like he's so smart and he's speaking from a place of like a clear mind and things like that. And he's talking about this thing the way he can't get over. And I granted, they say grace all over the show and things like that. He can't forgive. If he can't forgive, he's not mature. And if he ain't mature, he ain't ready for marriage. Go back to your mama's house.
He ain't ready for no relationship if you can't forgive and move on, like, honestly and wholeheartedly.
Go back to your mama's house. I saw the after party, and they was nice to him. And he said, one thing I did wish, he said, I wish I would have went to the apartment. Yeah. No, you don't. No, you don't. Hindsight's 2020. You have shown yourself to be immature, and guess what? Now you ruined this experience for Lauren. I already know what Married at First Sight's probably gonna do. They're probably gonna put her and Michael together. Maybe. They both look the same.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm like,
Michael and Orion look the same.
Yes. Okay. So it's like, yo,
I was getting them confused.
You was
at the beginning.
Told you.
Yeah.
See, proven right. So I really don't understand. There needs to be a better vetting process for these weirdos, because, like, for example, one of the requirements can be you live in your mama's house. There's a maturity level for people who live with their mama that is unmatched when it comes to somebody who live on their own and things like that. I don't care what you tell me. You live with your mama. I'm already thinking like, okay, you're not ready for marriage. Get out that house, and then you be ready for marriage. But Orion, he was emotionally abusive. He tore her down. I think he enjoyed tearing her down because he felt like he was in the right when it came to that comment. I'm not saying Lauren did everything right, but she is definitely, she should be afforded forgiveness the same way as she gave him. Right. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, Orion is just, like, he just totally... It's just awful to me. Like, I didn't like the way that he was trying to make her seem like the angry black woman. She goes from 0 to 100, and he just feels so unsafe talking to her about anything. I'm just like, nobody is going to feel sorry for you. No. Like, stand up, have a conversation, say what you mean what you say, but he can't. I literally think he is just a confused individual, and that's why he is so all over the place. And I think he's also confused about his sexuality. So I think all of that together, he can't be clear and focused and really work on this marriage because I don't think he really knows what he wants. So, yeah, but I just think it's unfair that he roped Lauren into that, being as confused as he is, because nobody knows if he's confused except him. But it's apparent with all your instability, it just seems like you just have no direction and no clear path for yourself. Facts. So, and I don't know if maybe it's because he's younger. He's not that young. He's 27, 28. I'm just like... He grown. Yeah, he's grown enough. Like, you know, figure out who you are and what you want and live in your truth. Don't be trying... Like, another thing I don't like about him is that he tries to make things sound nice or make things appear to be okay. Like when he was saying like, oh, like we're just having hard conversations and stuff like that. Like, no, it's bad. We're feeling like, I'm feeling like I'm about to leave right now. And no, you don't have to tell people all your business all the time, but you don't have to make it sound sweet when it's not. So yeah, but yeah, I saw the after party too. And he was saying he would have done something differently as far as living together, but I think the outcome would have still been the same. It just would have been prolonged. So.
Listen here, man. Let me know what y'all think about Orion. Let me know what they gonna do with Lauren on the show. We have less than what? We have 3 couples now or 2. We have Brennan, Emily. We have Cam and Claire, and we have Austin, Becca. So we have 3 couples.
Yeah, but I feel like Brennan and Emily about to go down the shooter too. But we'll see.
We haven't even made it past the apartment. First night in the apartment.
If we can even get people to move in, geez, Louise.
We haven't even got to the sex games yet. You know how they put the blindfold on, you know, all this stuff. It was one season I think I saw a girl eat a quarter. I don't know what it was.
We didn't get to the housewarming. Can we have a housewarming if the people ain't living there? So.
Anything else, Blair?
That's it.
Y'all be good.
Bye.